that you love me, love me, love me. That you love me, love me, love me. When you love me, love me, love me. You love me, love me, love me. When you love me, love me, love me. When you love me, love me, love me. When you love like that, oh yeah. 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 When you love like that,
Welcome. I am Sandy Rosine. I am the owner and creative director here at Bez Arts Hub, and we've got a lot of new faces here tonight. How many of you, this is your first time here? Wow, welcome. We're really glad you found this, and we've built this just for you. I'm going to begin by just acknowledging that we are on the unceded ancestral and traditional territories of the Kwantlen, Katzie, Semiahmoo, and Matsqui nations. And we are so grateful to do what we do here on this land. Acknowledging that the indigenous people have a rich heritage of arts and culture, and we get to kind of join in with the spirit of what they do and have done for many, many generations here on this land. For those of you who are new, I'll just give you a little bit of a primer on who we are. Bez, as our name suggests, Arts Hub is a place where lots of things for the community happen with regard to the arts. So if you're looking for those tap classes that you've always wanted to take, we have tap classes and ballet classes for adults, yes. Lots of adult classes. Actually, the classes that are kind of busting at the seams are our esteemed ballet classes for adults. And we have comedy improv classes. We have a gospel choir that I think is pretty amazing. And and so you can check out our website. You will now be on our mailing list. If you want to unsubscribe from the mailing list, you're more than welcome to, but we would hate for you to miss getting the heads up on who we do have coming here and what kinds of things we have going on. So we would love for you to stay on our list. We'll try not to bug you too much. But we do appreciate being able to get the word out. What we have coming up in the next couple of months is pretty exciting, and we would love for you to take in as much as you can, because I kind of feel like we probably are all done with Netflix now and sitting in front of the TV, and we want to get out and see what people and get into live spaces. So what we have coming up, April 19th, we have Very, Very Improv. They do once a month, Saturdays, mostly Saturdays. The 19th actually is a Friday. But once a month, comedy, improv, hilarious stuff that they present here. April 20th is a really fantastic artist by the name of Steve Dawson. And his work is phenomenal. He actually has coming with him the son of Ry Cooder, if you're familiar with that name. And that's going to be a really special show. We haven't yet had Steve here, so we're kind of looking forward to that concert. April 21st, the Eisenhowers. Now, if you want some stellar kind of bluegrass, bluegrass folk, it's a husband-wife duo, and they sit real close to the mic, and they sing this music, and they actually love this room because they'll play quieter and quieter and quieter, and the audience will lean in further and further and further. Lovely, lovely stuff that they do. So we're excited. They haven't toured for quite a while. They've been raising a bunch of kids, and so this is the first that we've seen them in a number of years, so looking forward to that concert on the 21st. April 26th and 27th, if you are into watching dance productions, we have a pre-professional program called Bez Mentorship, Dance Mentorship, and their show is going to happen on the 26th and 27th. May 3rd, we have Blues Hoodoo, fantastic jazz, fusion, R&B, incredible band. If you want to kind of get your jazz jivey thing on, I don't even know what to say about that. But they are a fantastic local band that we always really have such a party in here when they're here. May 4th, we have a unique event. We partner with Dark Glass Theater, and they do an event called Trespass. It's a storytelling event. And they have a number of people coming to tell story. And it's really quite a lovely event. We did one a couple months ago, packed house, and really great event. And special music that night is going to be none other than our Russ Rosine. So he's going to be doing the music for that. May 10th, every month we have a community dance party called My Cousin's Wedding, because, you know, we kind of figured that weddings are when we finally get dancing. So we have an event called My Cousin's Wedding. You want to come see that. May 11th, our gospel choir is going to be performing a couple of shows here. And then May 24th, the great Stephen Fearing. You won't want to miss that one. We've been waiting to have Stephen back. Stephen used to be part of Blackie and the Rodeo Kings. Still plays with them sometimes, but does a lot more solo stuff. You're going to really love that as well. So we would love for you to take in as much as you can. And then tonight, now Shari has become a dear friend of ours, and we never get to gush enough about her. So tonight I would like to gush, because Shari is one of those long-time, hard-working artists. She's been doing what she does for more than 50 years. Can you believe that? For more than 50 years. She is a 4-time Juno nominee, and she started in the 70s doing coffee houses, and then has gone through a whole number of bands and groups that she's been a part of. Initially with Pied Pumpkin, the Hometown Band. She even, I did not know this, Shari, she even wrote songs for Sesame Street. So that's pretty, in my mind, that's kind of top of, the list there. And then UHF Band with Bill Henderson and Roy Forbes. Now BTU Band with Barney Bentel and Tom Taylor. She's with a whole other bluegrass group called High Bar Gang. And then she does many other iterations working with other singer-songwriters. And if you've been here previous years for Shari's show, you will see that she has been with many people. She is so diverse in what she does. She is, I think, one of our nation's great treasures in a singer-songwriter. And I love that we have so much fun whenever she's here, and she has become a very dear friend. So I want to welcome to the stage Shari Ulrich.
Musician before I was a singer-songwriter. So that's my first love, is accompanying people whose songs I love to play on. I mean, if you imagine being somebody who you've got your favorite artist and you love their song, if you could actually play along with them, it's just so great. So, but this is different. This is, of course, where it all started for me as a singer-songwriter. And always happy to have an opportunity to play by myself. I don't have to worry about embarrassing anyone else. No one to roll their eyes. That's actually only referring to my daughter. My daughter played with me since she was 12. What is that? Oh my God. Sorry. A little inside. I have a magnetic harmonica holder, and all sorts of strange things attach themselves to it. But that was a first. So yeah, my daughter played with me since she was 12, and there was a period of time when she was, 17, 18, where I thought, I think she's done being on stage with me now, and hearing me say the same things and trying not to roll her eyes. But of course, no one can wither us like our children, really. And I thought, maybe anyway, she is an audio engineer, as is her partner, James Perella, and she just won an Emmy for her work. Wow! So can't complain about that. I was not going to start with this song because I have started every show with this song for maybe 6 or 7 years, and I tried not to, but I just couldn't help it. It speaks so much to how we, in our youth, probably were wandering souls, I'm just speaking for myself. I had no idea who I was or what I was going to do, and found my way to Canada and to music, and I'm so grateful for it. So I can't help but sort of celebrate that first. and I will stop talking right now. There once was a time I had time on my hands in my pockets, and my pockets full of sand. I had nowhere to be. I could be anything that I wanted, and I wanted everything. Oh, but now I'm older, with the weight of the world on my shoulders. I've got a job, I've got the kids, an ever longer someday list. I've got worries, I've got debt. I never seem to catch my breath. Yes, it's the gravity that keeps these feet on the ground. This life that I found, this life. I had nowhere to run to. Well, I'd come and I'd go, like the warm summer tide. Bide my time and hit the road. I ran breathless and whole through the whole world around me. I found all I could hold, and I let it all surround me. Oh, but now I'm older, with the weight of the world on my shoulders. I've got a job, I've got the kids, an ever longer someday list. I got worries, I've got debt. I never seem to catch my breath. Yes, it's the gravity that keeps these feet on the ground. This life that I found, this life. Well, I'd say it all worked out of blessings and of curses, and the worst without a doubt. It turned out was always worth it. I've got my job, I've got my kids, I'm getting to that someday list. Still got worries, still got debt. I'm taking time to catch my breath. Yes, it's the gravity that keeps these feet on the ground. This life that I found, this life, oh, this life, this life. The last album that I realized that there might be, you might be streaming this somewhere, and I just can't stay on the mic all the time. I got a lot of stuff to do back here. So I'll just yell, I'll just use my theater voice and hope you can hear me. This is from an album called Back to Shore. The album cover art on my last couple of albums is from my daughter's father, David Graff, who has also played here as a singer-songwriter and is one of my favorite singer-songwriters. Wonderful guy. So this, I had written a song, which I may do later, I can't decide yet, called She Remembers. I wrote a song about an elderly woman living in a house by the sea. Oh, I forgot to ask you, Daniel, can I get a little more vocal and a little less guitar? Thank you very much. Daniel and I have been on the road together, so he knows everything. So that song I wrote, it was one of the very first songs that I wrote, and it was about an elderly woman living in a house by the sea. I was 25 years old. What the hell did I know? I know a lot more now. And I put it all in this song, if I ever get as far as playing it for you, because I really believe in being in tune. So I'll bore you or I'll try and entertain you so you're not so bored, with my latest, I'm a very good sleeper, but lately I do wake up more often, and I have discovered my secret, which is Alan Rickman's diary. On Audible, obviously not read by him. And it works like a hot damn. I put it on for, 45 minutes. I'm usually asleep in about 5 minutes. I don't know why. It's this great British voice, and there's something about it. It's magic. So give it a try. Maybe I'm on to something. But of course, none of you have trouble sleeping, I'm sure. Okay, all my little magnets. Okay. My daughter and her husband made me this wonderful harmonica case, which has little paper clips that show all the keys, and they all glued themselves to my harmonica holder. So now I don't know what they are. Here I come. It's going to happen any minute now. I look in the mirror and wonder who's looking back. She looks familiar, but I'm not as old as that face that is peering, questioning how this could be. Once was a time that I was invincible. Soon by and by I know I'll be invisible, but right now I'm smiling. Right here's where I wanna be. All I've lived and breathed is still inside of me, and with each line on my face, there's a big long life to trace that I'm not gonna hide. I'll wear them all with pride. These lines, these round my lips are from kissing and whistling, blowing out candles and all of that wishing, the worry that those I hold dear are gonna be okay. Yes, there's a few from my losses and old regrets, times I was hurtful and thoughtless with what I said, but most you notice are from life making me smile. All I used to be is still inside of me, and with each line on my face, there's a long story we can trace. A little tough and a little wild. I earned them all, and it took a while. These lines, all I used to be brave enough to say out loud. I heard somebody singing along to the chorus of that song somewhere right over here. I loved it. No request?
House upon a hill.
Yes. Okay, I could do that. Oh my God, I can actually do that. There are some songs that I wrote in my early years that I often wrote on piano and then couldn't remember how to play after that. But this one I can, even though it is, well, I lived in Salt Spring Island at the time when I wrote it. So that was between 78 and 88. That was a while ago. Key do I want to do it in? I want to do it in this key. See how that works. It's just going to take me a minute. House up on the hill. Oh, yeah. No. Oh, my gosh. Caught in a moment of paper time, in a fading photograph, hidden away in a worried mind, spirits of the past, brought on the scent of a harbor breeze, where the burning leaves of fall, caught in the web of a memory, a photograph recalls. There's my mother's patient face, and me there on her knee. And there we are on a summer's day, my brother, sister, and me. Now and then I will think about that house up on the hill. A memory comes back to me, a mystery revealed. And though I wish that I could return, I know I never will. Part of me will live forever in that house upon the hill. Stirred by the sound of a distant train, or a foghorn's eerie drone, a wistful yearning I can't explain, a song that takes me home, back to a childhood memory that time is stowed away. They tell me the person I've come to be was determined in those days. Well, there I am, a child of 10, with Dad out in the yard. A picture of innocence, a faithful, fearless charge. Now and then I will think about that house up on the hill. A memory comes back to me, a mystery revealed. And though I wish that I could return, I know I never will. Part of me will live forever in that house upon the hill. Ooh, this is where I would normally play a harmonica solo, but they don't make a key that really works. There's a note at the end where it should peak, and it can't, 'cause there's just no note. But I'll pretend this is the solo. Maybe it's not so in the mood. Oh, focus, Shari. No, I'm just gonna have to go here. Now and then I will think about that house up on the hill. A memory comes back to me, a mystery revealed. And though I wish that I could return, I know I never will. Part of me will live forever in that house upon the hill. difference between saying one is a piano player and one plays the piano. And for many of us who are singer-songwriters, we play the piano. We are singer-songwriter piano players. And for me, that means two things. One is if I have a moment where I sort of glance down at my hands and go, God, it's amazing that they know what to do. I mean, it really is miraculous. And as soon as I think that, I think, how do they know? I don't know how they know. And then it's all over. I cannot break out of the pattern in any way or I'm hooped. This song came out of an assignment which, I would love to say that I'm constantly inspired and constantly producing. I am not. That's just never the way I've been, but I'm really good with a deadline. And sometimes I have to impose them on myself, which takes the form of, okay, it's really time for a new album and I have to write it now. So then I can do it. In this case, there was something called the Acoustic Guitar Project, which happens in many cities around the world at the same time. And in each of those cities, there is a guitar. And that guitar gets passed between 5 different songwriters. And they're all charged with writing a song on that guitar. And then they come together for a concert. So this happened a few years ago. I was at my favorite place to write over on Vancouver Island and looking out the window and thought, okay, now's the time. Clearly, I need an assistant. I've been saying that for decades. So because I was looking out the window at this gorgeous day, fall day, as often happens, you tend to write what you're seeing. And I was watching the weather. I watched the weather coming as it moved in through the sound. The last leaves blowing sideways on their big flight to the ground. First will come the rain and then the snow is gonna fly by and by. Well, I'd like to say I'm sorry for the selfish things I've done. You don't think in the beginning that you're ever gonna run. Well, maybe it'll come that I'll forgive myself in time. By and by, the sun and the moon, they turn and never stray. But you and I aren't made that way. Who but greed in our hearts anyway? That was the first mistake. Well, I really hate to say it, but I'm pretty sure it's true. No saint's gonna save us, it was up to me and you. Soon may come the day we're gonna say we should have tried harder. By and by, oh, by and by. Didn't see it coming, no, I didn't hear a sound. You were suddenly in front of me, spinning me around. And everything I thought about the road that I was on is changing by and by, oh, by and by. It's all changing by and by. During the lost years, and one of the people that looms large in that song in my head, which you wouldn't know unless I told you, is my friend Kara Luft, who I just did some shows with. And we, the thing about that period of time that was so odd was that, or paradoxical, I guess, was that we were all very isolated, and then we were also connecting electronically way more than we ever had. I mean, nobody knew about Zoom before. I have been Zooming with my cousins who are spread between Australia and Santa Fe and Boulder and Ontario and Portland. Well, my sister in Portland. And every week since my brother was, he died during COVID, not of COVID, but we all gathered to be supportive of him, and we're still gathering every single Monday. I think it's kind of a lot, but I do adore them. So in the thick of it, it was Kara and Stephen Fearing and James Keelahan and Lynn Miles and Susan Crow. We were all gathering to be supportive of each other and talk about how bizarre it was and all of that. And Kara and I just kept doing it we still do. We still FaceTime fairly regularly. So anyway, this is for all those people. And also it was a strange time of, at least, well, I think for most people, I had not been home for more than, I don't know, a week at a time for 50 years. And I got to be home all the time. I loved it so much. But of course, when you're home, then you see all the things that you've been putting off for the last 30 years. So I kept saying, well, I might as well do it now. There's no better time than right now. Oh, harmonica, wait. Okay, wait. See, someday when I grow up, I will have somebody who just hands me everything that I need when I need it. It would be great. Except that you wouldn't hear me tell all my secrets. Gold autumn dusk I go walking, watch the swallows as they dive and they swirl. Don't think I really knew how much I needed you till the bottom fell out of the world. I've been clicking through time like a slow train, can't say why I love riding along. As these dark days pass, it's when you make me laugh, and there's no better time than I know. Lost and found, or far away from me, calling. I find the words I cannot say. In their hearts and mine, 'cause there's no better time than right now. Lost or found, or lonely be, far away from me, falling. I'll catch you, and you'll catch me, falling. Seems today was a good day to tell you, and I found the best way I know how. I always know when it's right, when it makes me cry, and there's no better time than right now. With you on the line, to know that you're fine, there's no better time than right now. I've been keenly aware lately I'm writing way too many songs about death. But, well, there's a lot of it going on around us. So should I do this? No, I'm going to do, I can't read that far away. Usually I do it in Sharpie, but I didn't have a Sharpie tonight. Oh, I'll do this one. 'Cause it was requested, and I would have wanted to do it anyway. There's quite a story to this. I'll try and make it the short version because some of you might have already heard it. The song House Upon the Hill came from where I grew up, which was Northern California. I grew up in the 60s, going to San Francisco and Golden Gate Park and going to all the music of the time, and had my first boyfriend when I was 15, who introduced me to a lot of things. And so not very much long after that, I found myself pregnant, obviously way too young to be a parent, had a mother who managed to somehow make us think that it was our choice to give the child up for adoption, which was brilliant because she didn't just say, there's no way I'm raising this child. She just said, I think it would be the best for you. I'm very grateful to her. Anyway, for the ensuing, well, at that point it would have been 40 years. Of course, I wondered of his fate, as one does, because you are responsible for this person existing and you have no idea if they're leaving a good path behind them or who they are or what they are, anything. Just a great big mystery, and everybody's afraid to try and find each other because you're afraid that either you'll be rejected or that you'll want to close the door and can't, or all sorts of things. Anyway, on a whim, one day I just posted something on a reunion website, and literally by the next day I was talking to him on the phone. And it wasn't because he was looking for me, because he was afraid to. His mother, who raised him, was alive and fantastic. Anyway, that was 15 years ago. We can't imagine that there was ever a time that we weren't in each other's lives. I really lucked out in who this man became. Very compassionate and smart and wise and funny, and you would love him. If he was in this room, you guys would all be talking to him because he's just so personable. Apparently that's genetic. And he's musical, so I am going on. When I wrote this song about finding him, I put it on an album, and we were having the album release party, and I was thinking, it would be great to have percussion. I want drums, just percussion. And I knew that he'd played drums in high school, so I phoned him up and said, what would you think of getting a cajon and learning to play it and playing with us? Which he did brilliantly, and it was the day before Mother's Day, and there I was, bookended by my two children on the stage at the Rogue Folk Club in Vancouver. It was just so, so wonderful. So we all feel incredibly fortunate to have found each other. 40 years ago, on a cold December morning, a baby boy was born, and he cried and he cried. His mother signed the page, they whisked away her big mistake. She went home the next day, and she cried and she cried. Her mother said, it's for the best, now you can move on with the rest of your life. Something told her she should find him, that it was time, it was time. Those 3 words, yes, it's me, ended years of mystery, opened hearts and families. It was time, it was time. Brothers, sisters, daughters, wives, a mother's wish, a father's pride, a miracle of recent time, tracing all the threads of our lives to the grace of that goodbye, all by the grace of a goodbye. I know I'm playing an awful lot of ballads tonight. Is that okay? You have no choice, really. Let's see. I'm going to play a couple of new things for you. When I was here last time, I told you about this, but I didn't play you anything on it. This is a tenor guitar, which I had never had one before, never played one before until this nice fellow, Fred Nelson from Craven Tenor Guitars, said, "I'd like to put your name on a guitar." So it's my name. Well, you can't see it because the tuner's there, but it's a Shari Ulrich Songbird. Here. I know. Such a surprise. So of course I had to write a song on it. I have to write all my songs on it now, actually. No, that's not true, but I do like to feed him some videos of new songs from time to time. This was the first one that I wrote, and it's for, I've been here before, I think, with Kirby Barber, probably both with the High Bar Gang and my own shows. Kirby is a bass player, and her husband, Dave, also plays in the High Bar Gang, really good guitar player and banjo player. And we spent a lot of time on the road in the car, and her mom was pressuring her to have a child. They'd been together since university. And I was going, it's really hard, and it's really a lot I wasn't particularly cheerleading about it, even though, of course, I adore my daughter. But I'm a realist, and she was a very busy musician. And then next thing I knew, not the next thing I knew, it was quite a while later, she was having a baby. And little Lillian is almost a year old, and I have never been around a baby who is so calm and just present, and she's so special. I've been on the road with her. I've never heard her cry. She doesn't fuss. She's just a happy, happy kid. So I wrote her a song. It's called Lillian's Lullaby. And I don't think I've ever played it live. So this could go all sorts of ways. Let's just see how it goes. I need a little bit more. Oh, I can turn it up here. We waited so long for you. By the time you were coming, there was nothing we couldn't do. All the worries, that precious peace, while we stared at you for hours, even when you were asleep. From the start, we were undone. Well, who put us in charge of this helpless one? And oh, the best that we may do was to hold you in these arms, in these arms. We found a whole world in your eyes, everything a first, every day a new surprise. squeaking? Are you squeaking? Oh, right. Oh, that sounds loud for you. Louder for you than it is for me. We have a saying amongst performers that sometimes when you look at an audience, they're like this. And you go out in the intermission, they go, oh, this is so great. And you want to say, tell your face. And you guys are all wearing it. It's just, it really is a wonderful thing to look at your smiling faces. You might be the smiliest audience I've ever had. Okay, while I'm talking about children, I was also wrote that song because I went and stayed with her when Lily was about 3 months old, and sort of being dropped in that the middle of that world of a newborn just brought it all back. How strange and surreal and amazing it is. So that's what I was trying to put into the song. So I wrote this song about my daughter leaving home when she was 6. Not quite sure why I was preparing so early. But it did, of course, when they're young, it's unfathomable that they are ever going anywhere. You just cannot believe that would happen. She was not fond of the song when she was 6. But then when she was on stage playing this lovely melody, I wrote this on a dulcimer, which makes it a very modal song, because that's what a dulcimer is. Not unlike how I have that tenor tuned, which is an open tuning, except it has all the frets instead of just some of the frets, like a dulcimer. So I translated it to piano. So you can just imagine my beautiful daughter playing the violin along with this. Or you could sing along with the melody, pretend you are the violins. Because we are going to sing this little part at the end, but no pressure. Another empty coffee cup, another empty room. I never thought so long ago that now it comes so soon. I find another photograph, a baby on my knee. They always said it goes so fast, before you know they leave. And if you ever lose your way, and if you fall, I will be there forever, I swear. I will still be there. You tell me about the dreams you had. You tell me where it hurt. You tell me everything, at times without a word. And if you ever lose your way, and if you fall, I will be there forever, I swear. I will still be there through all the time and distance, and everything we do. I'll think of us both looking up and seeing the same moon, skin to skin and dust to dust, and all that comes between is part of every one of us, and all the scattered seeds. And after all is said and done, after all, I will be there forever, I swear. I will still be there. Ooh, ooh, ooh. watching the river run? I feel like I should play something up for you, up tempo. Another harmonica. Oh, maybe it's this one. Is it this one? No, it could be. Why not? No. Yeah. I haven't played this in a long time. Wish me luck. On summer nights when the moon is full, the warm winds sigh, I remember it still. The path we'd walk to the river's edge, the way my father's eyes spoke when nothing was said. And I'd take his hand, and as we'd walk I'd understand. We'd just sit there watching the river run. All our dreams were there, every secret that we shared in the setting summer sun, watching the river run. The seasons came, and so did love. We spent our days on the banks by the bluff, kisses cool as the water's touch. We lay down with our promises, secrets, and trust. Side by side, the sound of the water rushing by. We just lay there, watching the river run. All our dreams were there, every secret that we shared in the setting summer sun, watching the river run. The tangled web and the day by day, we soon forget what we lost on the way. Well, I go back and take my child's hand, walk that path to the river and sit in the sand. With her by my side, the sound of the water rushing by. We'll just sit there, watching the river run. All our dreams are there, every secret that we share in the setting summer sun, watching the river run. Oh, watching the river run. Oh, 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 oh. I started thinking about the fact that tomorrow morning, I've been away for quite a while, tomorrow morning I'll be joining Julia and James and my grand dog, Brio, who I adore, just way too much. We go to the river in Lynn Valley and play with the dog. I can't wait. So it's, life imitating art. I have no sense of time. Does it feel like it's time for a break? It's too early. I can't tell. Really? Okay, not yet. I'm gonna do, that's why it all sounded different. Never mind. Never mind, I'll be talking to you later, Daniel, because I gave you something completely different than I gave you in sound check. How are you doing up there? Okay, we're going to do a fiddle tune. Me and my fiddle are going to do a fiddle tune. Because I can. If you play the fiddle, you should play the fiddle. That's my opinion. Anybody play the fiddle? Oh, I don't want to know. I'll just be intimidated. Okay. And then we'll take a break. I just want to make sure I'm ready. I don't feel very ready, but we'll just see what happens. I don't feel very in tune. That's what I don't feel. Okay, wait a second. It's really important to be in tune. John Reichman says, I use this all the time, and now I think everybody says it. Tuning is like airplane maintenance. It's worth the wait. Apparently you haven't heard it yet. That's good. Yay. Violin is the only instrument that I've had any training on. I started it in grade 5 because my girlfriends and I all wanted to play the same instrument. And I've had lessons here and there, but not for decades, of course. So it's my first love, even though I did grow up with a piano, but for some reason my tone-deaf brother and sister got all the lessons. What's with that? I don't know. you are released from your chairs. There are snacks, there are beverages, and that's all I have to say. I think I've said plenty by now. I'll see you in a few minutes.
If my world crumbles down on me, I won't fall to pieces. I won't fall to pieces. If the air gets hard to breathe, I won't fall to pieces. I won't fall to pieces now. If trouble finds a home in me, I won't fall to pieces. I won't fall to pieces. If I've gotten in too deep, I won't fall to pieces. I won't fall to pieces now. If I must be without you, I won't fall to pieces. I won't fall to pieces. If there's nothing I can do, I won't fall to pieces. I won't fall. I won't fall to pieces.
The preacher shakes the hands of all the members of the congregation as they are birthed out into the blinding light across from the railway station, figuring they might have cheated the devil out of one more week. Blessed are the meek. They sit down to Sunday dinner where the preacher's wife is laid to tea. The tension across the linen cloth, a taut and rusty cable. The eldest daughter steps outside into the alley to get high. Blessed are the hungry, for they'll be satisfied. Oh, hallelujah. Hey, there ain't nothing to say. Come on and you'll find an empty room and sheets spread on my leg. Oh, mama, I gotta go. I'm sorry, little sister, but the rock and roll got my soul. shirt, wrings his hands, starts pacing by the hour. The worry soon replaced by something sinister, dark and sour. Wondering how to spin it, how to handle all of the scorn. Blessed are those who mourn. The boy joins a band, they get in a van to rewrite the same old story. Backstage dives, girls giving the eye, all the guts and glory. His mom sends a little bit of money to lend a helping hand. Blessed are the merciful, her son is cursed to travel the land. Oh, hallelujah. Hey, there ain't nothing to say. Come on and you'll find an empty room and she's spent all day. Oh, mama, I gotta go. I'm sorry, little sister, but the rock and roll got my soul. The man, he feels the sun on his face as it sets out upon the ocean. Seagulls circling overhead in slow, swirling motion. Holding a woman's hand, still staring down the barrel of a shaky star. Blessed are the pure of heart. Decades later on his deathbed, the preacher wonders why it mattered. You live your life under the load of some old cold that leaves your family scattered. They both want to talk, but the best they can do is a handshake and a nod. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they are the children of God. Oh, hallelujah. Oh, halle, 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 hallelujah. Hey, there ain't nothing to say. Come on and you'll find an empty room and sheets that overlay. Oh, mama, I gotta go. I'm sorry, little sister, but the rock and roll got my soul.
I'll be your dandy in the city. I'll be rugged if we move back to the land. I can be your Latin lover. I'll be a family man. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Any way you want me, here I am. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Be your life, be your lover, be your man. I'll be your rodeo rider, your tall, dark stranger riding into town. A lover or a dreamer or a fighter. If this is what you want, then I won't let you down. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Most any way you want me, here I am. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. I can be your devil in disguise. I can be the one that you can rely on. I'll be funny, I'll be foolish, I'll be wise. Oh, yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Any way you want me, here I am. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Be your life, be your lover, be your man. Be your life, be your lover. Oh, you'll never need another. Be your life, be your lover, be your man.
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. He's a legato romagnolo. Does anybody know what a legato is? They're non-shedding, non-allergenic, which works for them. And they are bred often for as truffle hunters. And his sense of smell, it's just amazing. Like, he is a working dog. Of course, they have to manufacture jobs for him. But he's so smart. It's so fun to have a really smart, well-trained dog. He's about 40 pounds. And God, it's ridiculous how much I love this dog. It's embarrassing. But it's also, I don't know if they're going to have kids. It's totally up to them. But they're certainly getting training for having a child with this dog, and they're doing an excellent job. So he does lots and lots of tricks. You know what parkour is? That's what he does. That's one of the things he does. He'll go parkour, and he'll race to the highest thing he can find, and I mean, he's incredibly agile, of course, and then just pose. He will pose for pictures. But he's so much fun, and it's funny how it just enhances everything. because there's just so much joy around all the time. He's so damn adorable. And fun to see them be so conscientious about how well they trained him. Because a well-trained dog is, like, there's no way that that dog would not come to them no matter what. Even if he's chasing his ball, he will come. And I've learned, I did not know this, but she actually has an app to show you what dogs see. How do they know this? I don't know. But they don't see color the way we do, so we were trying to figure out, like, you can throw his ball in the middle of the woods, and he will find it because his sense of smell is so good, eventually, because that's what he's meant to do. But if it goes in the water, he can't smell it, and he can't see it. So he can be right there because it's the same color as everything else, even though it's a bright orange ball. He doesn't see it as a bright orange ball. Isn't that fascinating? I'm just trying to get in tune now. But they definitely are. I got a lot of flack from a couple of friends of mine that they, paid for a dog. They tried desperately to adopt one during the pandemic, and it just was not possible. And they knew what they wanted in a dog, and that's exactly what they got. So there's something to it. Okay. Oh, for God's sake. Sorry, I'll be right with you. This is a very frivolous little tune that I like to do. We do it in the High Bar Gang, which is all traditional tunes, bluegrass tunes. And I wasn't really familiar with any of them. Barney sings this when we do it, but he's not here, so I get to sing it. I love that man, by the way. Oh, wait. Erase. Shh. Stop it. Make it stop. Wait. Okay. Eggs for the railroad men. Sometimes one, sometimes two. That's enough for the whole damn crew. Cluck old hen, cluck and sing. Ain't laid an egg since away last spring. Cluck old hen, cluck and squall. Ain't laid an egg since away last fall. Eggs for the railroad men. Sometimes 8, sometimes 10. That's enough for the railroad men. Cluck old hen, cluck and squall. Ain't laid an egg since away last fall. Cluck old hen, cluck and sing. Ain't laid an egg since away last spring. She cackled a lot. Next time she cackles in the pot. Cluck old hen, cluck and sing. Ain't laid an egg since away last spring. Cluck old hen, cluck and squall. Ain't laid an egg since away last fall. about divorce now, shall we? My favorite subjects. I have written probably a few too many songs about it. In fact, I might do two, but this is my favorite. I think we should be a lot easier on ourselves and each other, quite frankly. People grow apart. They grow in different directions, and that should be a little more okay than we allow it to be. And a friend of mine who's a songwriter was telling me about the end of his very long marriage, which was a surprise. And he said that he and his wife had decided, you've probably heard me say this before. Barney says, well, that sounds all well and good, but it's not that easy. Not that he's divorced. My God, he'll never be divorced. He said, instead of thinking of it as a failed marriage, my wife and I felt we should think of it as a successful marriage that has run its course. So that's what I'm going with. I don't know if my ex-husband goes with it that way. No, we are very, very good friends, and it's been a few decades, and he's very happily married. But I'm not going to stop writing songs about it, damn it, because it's a big deal, especially when you have kids, and it's not easy, but it's worth being kind to each other and yourselves when it happens. And if you'd like a little counseling after the show, I'd be very happy to abide. I feel like this guitar's a little loud, Daniel, and I'd like a little more voice. I'm going to start getting really demanding now. But I could turn it down if you'd rather I do it. Would you like me to play a song now? Whoa. Okay, what a concept. We took a trip to the edge. Oh, I forgot the important part of the story. The important part is that my daughter, my ex-husband, her dad, and his wife all went to counseling together. Doesn't that sound like fun? In fact, it was really interesting, and I'm so glad we did, and it was our daughter's idea, which I really admired her for. So this is the song that came out of that. We took a trip to the edge, to the scene of the wreckage, to lay it to rest. We found our way through the trees. We could see all the pieces washed up on the beach. Oh, 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 buried there in the sand were the words and the reasons we dropped when we ran. So sure they'd all washed away over time, over seasons, with the tide and the waves. If I had wishes, only 3, well, I'd use them up so easily. I need at least a dozen, maybe more. Well, surely first would be peace on earth, and probably third, that I hadn't hurt you. Seems in every wish there's a bit of forgiveness. Oh, we moved to higher ground, to a place that was safe with the pieces we found. We held them up to the light. They were sad, they were sweet, and full of surprises. If I could have my every wish, well, I'd change the course of all of this. I'd need at least a dozen, maybe more. Well, surely first would be peace on earth, and probably third, No, it's too dirty. No, I'll play. This is the hardest part of having been in music for this long, is I have too many songs to choose from. I'm not saying that, no, it's too many. I mean, it's just really hard. It's hard enough for me to make decisions, but it's really hard to make decisions about which songs to do. That's why I started asking for requests. Okay. This started out as something that was going to be very, very deep. I was watching a bunch of shows on cults and fascinated by what makes the leader and what makes the follower, and neither are anything that I can relate to. But that's where it started, and I thought, okay, this is going to be a very deep song. And because I started writing it on this instrument, I think it sort of distilled down to something far more basic than that, far simpler than that. Wow, stupid harmonica. This is the key of putting it in right side up is really important. Did I tell you that part? All sorts of things about harmonica I never knew before. Instrument to write on, I must say. Okay, now what? So many choices, so little time.
Earlier you mentioned She Remembers. Would you be doing that tonight?
It's funny, I just looked at that and thought, oh, I should do She Remembers. Wow, we're just like, oh. Yeah, this was by, inspired by May Sarton's book House by the Sea, and I was living on Salt Spring Island, and where I started being a songwriter, and thinking about myself and actually I was thinking about my mother, because she would have been older. And I thought, I was sort of imagining my future, which I thought was going to be so much farther away than it actually turned out to be. Just have to remember how it goes. Oh, yeah. She stares out the window pane, watching the day begin. She loves how the colors change with the dawn. Every day she watches every day slip away, dreaming of yesterday. She remembers what a beautiful woman she was, and the man that she loved, in the silence after all the tears and laughter and time. She knows life has not passed her by. The music and photographs, they keep her company. She loves walking down the path to the sea. Every day she goes there every day. Every day see how she fades away, fades away. She remembers what a beautiful woman she was, and the man that she loved, in the silence after all the tears and laughter and time. She knows life has not passed her by. She stares at the window pane, watching the night fall. She loves how the colors change with the dusk. Every day she watches every day slip away, dreaming of yesterday. She remembers what a beautiful woman she was, and the man that she loved, in the silence after all the tears and laughter and time. She knows life has not passed her by. Oh, I thought I'd do a newer one for you, and ooh, that's making me thirsty. I'm gonna have some Pavlovian. I don't even drink. How about a toast to Russ and Sandy, who have been 7 years making this happen for us. So grateful to you guys. Woo! I have never, since 1978, I have not had a manager or an agent. And as time has gone on, I realize why. And it's because I am able to personally have these relationships with presenters all over where I play. And it's not just it's a deeper connection, because people who present shows, they have this bigger picture in mind of the value of bringing art and music into their community. So we're automatically on a similar page. And those friendships, those connections they're lifelong. And I don't want to give those up. And it seems like agents deal with people differently than I would. And I haven't found anybody who would do it the same way I would. So there you go. However, if anybody wants to, no, I'm kidding. This song came to be after my brother died, and his wife was, it was so bizarre to be there for someone who is dying and their loved one on Zoom. I mean, it was that era. And of course, they were also in Indianapolis. I mean, who lives in Indianapolis? But it was a very powerful experience. And I was thinking about her and his wife and other people in my orbit who were those first days. I mean, it's just such a hard reality to accept. And that's what inspired this song. Step by step, breath by breath, every moment since you left, that's my day. Word by word, so many sorry words. In good time, that's what I heard. You'll find your way. And night after night, I'm with the ghost of our goodbye, forever asking why, and never answered. And try as I might, I can't believe in time I'm gonna be alright. I'll be alright. Rest, love, rest. I'll stay here and do my best. Try to silence my regrets, come what may. Love, oh time, we savored all our precious time. For more of yours, I'd give you mine, come what may. And night after night, I think of lying by your side, whisper a good night, wait for tomorrow. And try as I might, I can't believe in time I'm gonna be alright. I'll be alright. Step by step, breath by breath, every moment since you left, that's my day. Thank you. Would you sing with me on the end of this song? It's not like I can see you or anything, so you don't need to be self-conscious. This is a love song, but it's not about that. It's not about relationship love. It's about love, because that's everything. There's a rising sun on an empty bed. It seems you couldn't sleep, I guess. That worried heart, that busy head, the words we never said.
Everything that hurts leaves a mark. Some are wounds and some are scars. Some we bear to light the dark. They're all part of who we are. And I know you feel so lonely, adrift without a boat. When everything is sinking, love will stay afloat. Oh, we never know how deep the blue, how long the night for getting through. When you need me and I need you, love is what we do. And still you can feel so lost and lonely, adrift without a boat. When everything is sinking, love will stay afloat. And again, no harmonica, 'cause it's just too much to remember. A nervous boy on bended knee, an open door to a refugee. The world is made of many things called love. Love is what the neighbors bring. It lifts us up and it makes us sing. Love is what tomorrow brings. Love is everything. Love is what you mean to me. Oh, love is everything. That's all we're gonna sing. Love is everything. Oh, love is everything. If you feel like a harmony, love is everything. Oh, love is everything. Oh, love is everything. Oh, love is everything.
Oh, nice. Woo. That was really nice. We're winding down, but I'm going to stay here because why waste all that time moving over there? This song's been with me a long time, and it will be with me for a long time. And I wrote it, well, I know I wrote it when I was pregnant with Julia, so that would be 33 years ago. And it just speaks to how you'll eventually read the book that I will eventually finish writing and find out how many weird twists and turns in the road that I took that were highly questionable, especially by my mother. But we all have those, and hopefully there are many times in our lives where wherever we are, feels like a really great place to be, which means that none of those were mistakes. They were just little twists and turns in the road that got you to be where you need to be. I am so deep tonight. Wow. Oh, okay.
Maybe you're feeling it coming. Maybe it's nothing at all. Or sometimes change comes and picks you up just when you start to fall. Maybe it's too familiar and you've just gotta run. Or you can't find what you think you need to do what must be done. But wherever you run, wherever you roam, all those years of choices carry my pride and my shame, and there is something lost for every freedom gained. Some days lie before you like a battle to be won, or you may feel like you're standing still when another day's work is done. But wherever you run, wherever you roam, every road is leading you home. Whatever may come, whatever the load, every road leads home. You've been up all night, don't know what to do, searching the walls for clues. You might hear that voice all of your life, if only I. But wherever you run, wherever you roam, every road is leading you home. Whatever may come, whatever the load, every road leads home. Every road is leading you home. Whatever may come, whatever the load, every road leads home. Oh. So I'm going to do one more tune here. Thank you so much. You guys are staying very long. You're just the nicest looking, happiest audience I've ever seen. Wow. You probably have already heard this story. Sorry. Ooh, too much hair. Is it time to cut it all off? Is it? Is it? No? Okay. It's just constantly in my face. Could just be a little shorter. Sorry. I came from the San Francisco Bay Area when Kent State happened, because I was very involved in the peace movement on a college campus, and it scared the hell out of me that that could happen. And my mom was off in Europe traveling, and so I was living at home while I went to college because it was nearby. And so she wasn't there to say, "Where do you think you're going?" And I packed up the car, which was the family car that I drove, so somehow I thought it was okay to take it to Canada. I packed it up with everything I thought I might possibly need to homestead in this country, which was just wilderness as far as I knew. I honestly thought that, and because I had heard that you could just homestead. So that's what I was prepared to do. And I had, you've probably heard me say this, I had a book on how to build a teepee and a book on how to build a cabin. It was called A Log Cabin in the Woods. So I was ready to do that, but quite surprised when I rolled into Vancouver. This is not what I expected. But I did get what I hoped for, which was a kinder, gentler nation, and in more recent years, a saner nation. And I'm so grateful to be here, so grateful. So I had to write a song about that, and I'm going to sing it. And that's going to be my big hurrah. So there's no fiddles or mandolins to play along here. Well, physically they're here, but no one to play them. So there might be some whistling, depending on how my whistler works tonight. Try and simulate those instruments. lost and a lonely soul. I was looking for life and a little more when I found you here. From the Salish Sea to Peggy's Cove, I fell in love with your northern road. You were the song and the seeds I sowed when I found you here. Oh, oh, you're honey to a honeybee, like water to a thirsty tree. That's what you are to me. Oh, 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 you're the air and the life I breathe. You're the earth under my feet. That's what you are to me. Okay, 50% anyway. Run by friend to town by town. I made my way to the life I found. Planted my feet on the northern ground where I found you here. Barely older than 19, pledged my promises to the Queen. I fell in love with the blue and green of Canada. Oh, oh, you're honey to a honeybee, like water to a thirsty tree. That's what you are to me. Oh, 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 you're the air and the life I breathe. You're the earth under my feet. That's what you are to me. Well, I feel it in my bones and in my blood. I just knew you were my home, and there was something that I loved about the people and their ways, and that I'd be here for all my days. Keep going. Well done. I can't keep my lips pursed any longer. When I came to these shores, never could I dream what you had in store. I was looking for a life and a whole lot more when I found you here. From the Salish Sea to Peggy's Cove, I fell in love with the northern road. You were the songs and the seeds I sowed. Oh, Canada. Thank you so much. Thank you, Russ and Sandy. I'm sort of pretending that I'm going to leave, but I do want to do one more song for you. I know that I can't do the sham of leaving the stage, even though I know it's exciting for some people, but I'm just going to, it's bedtime, right? Whoops. So I'm going to do one more song because I have not done a show in 48 years without doing this song. I did forget to practice it, so we'll see how this goes. This was written by Joe Mock of the Pied Pumpkin. And I'm going to share a little bit of the story because if you are a creative person, it's a cautionary tale that you may not be the best judge of your own work. Because this song is probably the one that people know me the most for. And Joe threw it in his wastebasket. And it never would have seen the light of day if it hadn't been for Rick Scott seeing the lyrics in his wastebasket and knowing enough that there might be something there to pull it out and make Joe play the song for him. So it's been a huge part of my life in music. And it's just one of those, when I first went off from the Pied Pumpkin to the hometown band, and Valdi was playing 3,000-seat theaters all across the country, 2 shows a night, I was part of the backup band, and as we were called the hometown band before we were actually a band, and every night I would sing this one song. And that's how I met the country. That's how I learned to sing, because it's all about kind of letting go and trusting that your wings are going to keep you from falling flat. So I can't do a show without doing it. Thank you for being here and being so patient.
Help me out of this space. I'm crying, and I don't want to lose in the race. Everything we do is just another trying, and some never lose the fear of flying.
Apparently I didn't transpose it down far enough.
The music in those nightclubs seldom satisfies my need for a simple song the world can sing along, straight from the heart. Give me my part. Help me out of this space. I'm crying, and I don't want to lose in the race. Yeah. Everything we do is just another trying. Some never lose the fear of flying. Well, I went to hear my friends play away the night, and I listened so carefully. You know, the tunes were hot and the people dancing. Oh, won't you play one for me? Well, here we go, touch my soul. I'm crying, and I don't want to lose in the race. Everything we do is just another trying. Some never lose the fear of flying. They just can't let go. And I wanna fly. I wanna fly. I wanna fly.
Thank you, Les and Sandy. Thank you, Danielle. Thank you for being here. We'll see you. I'll go back there.
Now nothing wasting time up on the stage. The folks are bleeding freedom, deny their truth. One thing I can do is sing for you. Sing for the suffering working slaves, cast in a debt they can never repay. Sing for their oppressors who